Right now, there are people doing 5 days of work in just one day or even a few hours. Not because they got suddenly smarter or anything like that. It's just that because of the use of AI. Companies are now hiring differently, firing differently, and expecting differently from their employees. That's because the game has shifted in 2026. People are now moving from doing things themselves or doing repetitive tasks to actually using AI to assist them in actually doing so. You've probably seen over the internet for the past few months or the past year or so, people are showing you amazing things that they've been able to accomplish with AI. Now, we have to understand now, in today's day and age, those who know how to use AI very well will be the ones to actually get ahead. Because not that AI is going to replace your jobs overnight, but that you will be able to utilize AI to expand on your skills and really get better and output more, which is what companies are looking for. In this video, I'll be diving deep into 8 different things that AI will be able to change over the upcoming years, but also how is it that you can benefit from this change. Stay put, because the last one is where things actually really change and really gets different. AI isn't replacing every jobs overnight. I said that before. It's actually changing the way that people do tasks. The repetitive tasks, the predictable tasks. That's something that AI knows how to do very well. And so the people who are actually winning now are people who are able to not only orchestrate agents, but they can orchestrate assistants. And so these assistants can be able to do a lot of these repetitive tasks a lot more faster, a lot more efficiently, and actually they have access to so much more information, so they actually make it better and learn from itself with their large learning language models. And so over time, you see these models getting better and better based on the initial person who knows how to orchestrate it all. And that is the base layer, because they're hiring people now who can not only think for themselves, but they can actually think strategically in the best interest of the company, using the things that help them move faster, more efficient, and also more scalable. In this video, as I told you before, I'll break down what AI is actually changing, what jobs are being affected the most, and what skills matters most now. One of the biggest misconceptions about AI is that robots are taking over all the jobs, and that's not really the case. Robots are not going to just come in and take over your jobs overnight. What's happening is a slow progression over time of things getting more commoditized as AI roll out more and more use cases. Think of your developers, think of your media brands, think about marketing. Your marketer used to spend hours writing copy and writing different things that attract audiences and stuff like that. They can do that now in seconds, even using the right model. People can go on Claude, people can go on ChatGPT. And so they understand that there is a much wider range of things that they can do with their skill set other than just sitting in the trenches and doing the hard work, the hard labor. Again, there is pros and cons to doing things the right way, but you can use AI to refine it and make it better, because you have access to you have access to all of the internet, you have access to all of the greatest minds in one place. And so that have a lot more capabilities depending on the individual who is using it. Because AI is only as smart as the individual that's orchestrating it, prompting it, right? So if you look at Claude, or you look at Gemini, or you look at ChatGPT, you look at these different models in different areas and different things, the actual AI itself is only as good as the person prompting it. So instead of answering every ticket manually, they're using our AI assistants to do that autonomously. If you might be looking at maybe your banking, the banking has been doing this for years. If you have a ticket that you want to submit, it says you have to request to speak to a person, and they only give you a person if it actually makes sense. You've seen this in different apps and so on with these little chat bubbles. You've seen it when you're shopping now. They have it where you can just type in what you want, and it's just helping you have a better experience overall and personalizing that experience to you. So you can start to see different use cases of everything happening. I don't know if you've seen this actually. I've seen that ChatGPT has rolled out this ad section where they're actually promoting things in real time. That's actually very beneficial for people who are actually in e-commerce as a whole. Once you can make a brand and you can put it online. And I'll get back into that in a second, but I'm just letting you know that there's a lot of possibilities when it comes to using AI and actually getting better and becoming more valuable, especially in the workplace. The jobs that got hit the hardest first is actually the beginner level jobs, the admin roles, the business admin works, the simple copywriting, the data entry, and so on and so forth. You have to understand that these were the jobs that people used to get experience so that they can actually go on and get more experience doing bigger and better things. But those are actually getting commoditized, over commoditized by the use of AI, because not only can AI do it faster, but AI can do it better. And that's just, it creates a problem because people are getting less and less, having less and less valuable things to offer to enter the workforce, and therefore to actually offer value to the economy, which is actually putting strain on everyone, because not only is inflation going up, but their work is getting commoditized, and that was the stress about. That's the whole point of this video, to actually help you understand what is happening and then what you can do about it. So let you understand what's more valuable now is the actual human skills. It's very ironic. What are the things that AI cannot do? And I saw someone made this comment, which was like, well, can AI show me where the door is? You know what I mean? So that's a real life example of what can AI not do. And so the best thing that you can actually do is to utilize your real life skills, which is communication, which is actually using your mind to think and problem solve. Again, AI can assist you with these things, but you can actually expand on that. So communication, leadership, sales, storytelling, creativity, decision making. These are things that AI all can help you with, but at the same time, you actually refine it through AI. You're not replacing it. And so the people who are winning today's day and age is they're combining that skill that they have, not only mentoring themselves and getting better at it, but also they're combining it and adding a process to it, right? So let's say, for instance, a salesperson would automate their follow-up system. A creative person would systemize their creative process, almost not in a sense where they're taking away their creativity, but they can make it in a way where they understand this yields a certain result, but then I can also customize it to my own creative inkling or whatever, however creative people think. And so these are just a very few ways that you can actually stand out using in the age of AI, and actually using your actual people skills, your personality skills, because the people winning of the future are those who can communicate, but those who can actually operate systems. Now, let's call out the frog in the room. One person can do the work of an entire team for a fraction of the cost. Human labor is the oldest form of leverage in the modern era, not in human history, human labor. And now, once you take away that from people, now you have to understand that one skilled person can do the work of entire teams. You now start to see the possibilities of things shrinking in real time, and the gap becomes very big. Those are separating in real time. So there's entrepreneurs building apps without engineering teams. They have creators running full businesses by themselves. You have sales reps automating follow-up. You have editors using AI. You have all of these things that are happening simultaneously with AI, and you have to understand that one thing that actually brings them together is that they all utilize AI in some way. And so everything is changing from content creation, and it's not changing temporarily, it's changing forever, but it doesn't have to be for the worse. Because if you understand that, if you stop running from it and more integrate it into your life, then you start to see that where things can go and what you can do and all the possibilities that's there and everything that's actually happening. Because everything is easier to do once you can actually incorporate that. So what happens next? Work is probably never going back to how it was before AI. People who adapt early are going to have the massive advantage. I've seen people making music with AI, and I started thinking about it where at first we're going to reject it. We're not going to like it. We're going to reject it. But then you have to understand that the future are going to have musically inclined people who use AI. And so we have to not reject it, but actually be open-minded to it. I don't know if you guys read the Ray Dalio's book, but it was talking about radical open-mindedness, and where it's just like, why do you think the way that you do? When you ask for outside opinions. And so that's what AI essentially is doing when you're refining your craft and you're doing things with collaboration, essentially. In school, they teach you that collaboration is the worst thing you could ever do. No cheating, no talking during the test. But in the real world, collaborations where great things happen, where businesses meet with people in partnerships. And so that cheating aspect of school actually robbed us of our independence and also our creativity, because there's so much more great things that could happen once you incorporate it. I also seen someone say, what world is the youth gonna live in where they don't use AI? And so why is it that they're getting punished in today's day and age for using AI? And it just doesn't make sense to me, because that's actually absolutely fact. What world are they gonna live in where they're not gonna use it? And so it's not just changing work, it's just changing the way society operates. Society continues to evolve. And the better that we can incorporate this in with guardrails, I should say, not just incorporate it, but with guardrails and open-mindedness, but also creativity, then we can take ourselves from anywhere. Even if you're an employee, I think that it's very beneficial for you to incorporate in your work. And if you want to take that outside of work and really build something and do something for yourself, you no longer have a barrier to entry per se, because you have the information at your fingertips and you also have the mentor. You can actually use AI as a mentor at your fingertips and really propel you and excel you to that next height. And so I think that's very valuable. And if you enjoyed this video by any means necessary, I do compel you that you guys actually stayed around to the end and hit that button down below, hit that subscribe button, and as well as leave a comment down below. Is one thing that you learned, one thing you want to take away from this video, and just give back to people who are potentially watching this 10 years down the line. And thank you.